Well, match week 12 is coming up fast. We've got Chelsea who are on a tear, and they're about to take down the champions, right, Brad? This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from four friends who support different clubs. My name is James. I support Arsenal. Down below, that is Sean right below me. He supports Tottenham. Diagonally, that's Joel. He supports Newcastle. And Brad is up top with me. He supports Chelsea. Boys, hello. Now that we've got all the controversy out of the way this week, no more arguments. This is a friendly, family-friendly podcast. No content warnings are needed on this podcast. But what we got for you guys here, we're going to be looking at match week 12 here. Those games are scrolling along the bottom on the ticker if you are interested in the matches upcoming. Before we jump right in, if you could hit that subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell, let us drop a comment down below. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know what you will be watching this weekend. We did want to give a shout out last week. Kyra hit us up on the comments and told us we had a great show and to keep up the good work. And Kyra, to you, we say thank you. Those comments help us and make us feel really good. So we appreciate you. And I think you should keep up the good work.
What a great host.
Speaking of...
That's right. That's right. Host. That's true.
Speaking
co-host. Co-host.
The man said host. The man said host. I'm just saying.
Speaking of, I made a statement this weekend that Tottenham were the only undefeated team in the Premier League, which we were
you were.
So that leaves, and I would like to keep tabs on this. There were three. There was Tottenham. There was Portsmouth, who lead League One. They are 10-5-0. And then there was also Mansfield Town, which I'm getting to their record eventually if I press back enough.
So I would also like to point out that you are conveniently leaving out the fact that Arsenal and Tottenham both lost their undefeated season.
I'm shielding you from the criticism. I'm shielding you. I'm taking on.
Oh, are you?
I'm taking on the brunt. Yeah, I'm taking on the brunt that we were the last one surviving.
Hey, Joel.
Not sure
Joel,
that's really what you're doing.
Do you know what they're talking about the losses? Do you know who they lost to? Like, do you know who Arsenal lost to?
I think it was my team in the famous black and white.
Oh, okay.
Juventus.
Okay.
Juventus, yeah.
Yes,
it must have been Juventus. The famous black and white. I know them.
The Bianconeri.
Right, who did Spurs lose to, or get crushed by rather?
Yeah,
we
bottom half team.
lost, or some bottom half team. They got helped out by the refs.
They're gonna say the refs, but you know, it was the great Chelsea FC.
The other undefeated team is in League Two. They are Mansfield Town, and they have drawn more games than they won, but they have not lost anything.
And there we go.
This is Mansfield Town.
What
7-8-0.
What position?
They're in fourth. They're in fourth, which is hilarious.
They said League Two. Where's Wrexham? Where's Notts County?
Wrexham, I'm glad you asked, is in third.
Hey, where's Notts
County at?
Notts County is second.
There we go. Who's first?
Wow.
Two promoted teams in League Two are in promotion zone.
Well, who's first?
Stockport, of course.
Of course.
Because Stockport is a great football town.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've been watching League Two for years. I mean, I've got this scouted out for sure.
Well, thank you.
You
Sean,
are a League Two expert.
Yeah. If Brad's what's Brad? Brad's a Ukrainian.
Yes, he's got the Ukrainian league.
Joel, do you want any random titles to be the expert on Red Card Radio? Any league? Do you want to
be
the
Mexican, reporter?
The Mexican league?
Gosh. I'm gonna need to think about this one. Can I just be boring and do like MLS or something?
Sure, that's fine.
No. MLS, there's no point in being
that's ironic.
The expert on it.
No, that's ironic because he's the Englishman who joined the podcast, who would be following the American League, whereas the three Americans.
I really want to know about the Bundesliga too.
What about the Saudi league? That makes sense.
League, yeah.
Right?
There you go.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right.
That's on brand.
It's basically Newcastle's future team anyway, right? All the Saudi stuff, right?
Yeah, they pay the refs too.
Yeah, exactly.
Joel's coming in. Joel's he's deucing. Like, have you guys seen Beer Fest? Deucing.
No, I have not.
What?
I have.
That's
I have.
when the
It is a classic.
Germans are making fun of Americans for fighting, and he's like, "Oh, deucing," like does a punching motion when he does it. I don't know what deucing means, but I'm assuming it means punch.
That there's like probably one game that we'll probably talk about.
This is the biggest like stall for time that we've done in a long time.
I mean, I think there's some interesting matches here, though.
Well, Brad, take us away then. What do you think is interesting, Mr. Co-host?
I'm not gonna get to the main
Brad,
entree yet. But
give us a prediction, Brad. How the results going to go?
Just
are we going right to
Oh.
Are we going right to City Chelsea?
No, he wants you to give him all 10
I was going to
results.
wait till Chelsea City.
Joel's going to text us on Friday night.
Oh, I know
and give us
he
all 10
does.
results.
Yeah, I'm going to give you my opinion on the results that you don't care about or didn't ask for. I thought I'd actually take initiative and ask Brad for his thoughts.
That's my favorite text to get
right.
Friday night. By the way,
I'll go down these. I'm not gonna give goals, but we'll say who's gonna win.
No, just the teams.
He's getting pen and paper out. He's writing down you.
I'm writing it down too.
Oh, are these official?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go in order.
Okay.
Go in order right here.
Okay.
Keep in mind, we don't have 3 of our defenders.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. Wolves. I was actually I was not trolling, but Wolves.
You're
Arsenal.
You're taking Wolves. Okay.
I'm taking Wolves. Arsenal. Draw. United. Newcastle. Villa win big as like a get back.
And he put a win big too.
Big.
Villa's gonna be falling back because they're mad because we didn't talk about this on the review, but Forest beat them last week 2-0. So
that's something we absolutely did not cover that we probably should have. Forest are out here. Forest have said we are back in the Premier League and we are here to stay.
Yeah, I was gonna get to to the 2 games that I think are interesting. Brighton are gonna smash Sheffield United for similar reasons. They drew who'd they draw? Burn.
They drew
Everton.
They drew Everton.
That's a big point for Everton.
Yeah, so that's 2 dropped for Brighton.
Everton's been on a roll. I'm just throwing that.
This one I think,
much to Joel's chagrin,
is going to be better than you would think because it's at Anfield, and I still think Liverpool win, but I think Brentford play them close.
But you picking Liverpool, right?
Yeah. Let's go Forest back-to-back upsets beating West Ham because I think that's the other spicy game of the week. And of course, Chelsea is beating City.
Okay. Here's what I'm curious about that Joel may be able to give us insight in.
If I'm doing this, all of us are doing this, but continue.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. I want to hear what Sean's thinking.
I'm curious enough. Does Nottingham Forest have enough cachet and pull at this point of the franchise that they could pull in the fact that they're 2-time European champions to start pulling like relatively big name people?
No.
No one remembers when they were champions of the world.
People can appreciate their history, but just because they won the Champions League, European Cup decades ago, doesn't mean that big name players are going to go there.
That's what they're going to need.
You want to know what big name players want?
Matt Turner is huge. Matt Turner's a huge player.
You want to know what big name players want? They want money.
Matt Turner.
They want to get paid. Yeah. They're not getting paid at Nottingham Forest.
You know where they're getting paid?
Tell me.
Newcastle.
True. But they also have to suffer the cold winter in Newcastle.
Well, it's not. It has nothing on Wednesday night at Stoke.
A rainy night in Stoke. I knew you were going to say that. All right, Sean, give us the rundown faster than Brad did because Brad was out here waffling.
Right.
That's because I didn't expect it.
I've got draw Arsenal. You want it fast, right?
Yeah.
All right. Draw Arsenal. Everton. United. No, not United. Draw. Newcastle, Villa, Brighton by a lot. Draw.
Ooh.
Ooh, draw. And City by a mile. Like, it might be a record of goals.
He's just saying that because he's bitter.
What's the record? What's the record?
He's just saying that because he's bitter.
I think 9-0 is the record.
Yeah, City. You guys were awful. 11-on-11. Awful.
You guys were getting taken to the woodshed.
We were scoring 5 minimum.
Yeah. All right, my predictions.
Too, okay.
All right,
All right, James, you go.
Draw. Arsenal. Everton.
Oh, you agree? Draw. Okay.
Yeah. Everton. United. Newcastle. Villa. They haven't lost at home in like 10 years. I'm gonna take Brighton. What's next? Liverpool by country mile. I'm gonna take West Ham in this game. City, hands down.
The three of us all called a game by a mile, and it was 3 different ones, by the way.
Yes.
If you notice that.
I think anyone who's sleeping on Liverpool at this point is a person who's ingesting illicit substances. Like, Liverpool are firmly in this title challenge.
They drew to Luton Town, took 2 points off of them,
and that's why they're going to annihilate Brentford.
Oh, I don't just like I hear you, but Luton Town getting a point at home against Liverpool is huge, and it was like a last minute goal too that Liverpool finally got something in. Like, wow. Sorry, we didn't talk about that either.
I made a comment to Brittany about how crazy this title race is about to be, and I was like, and I named Newcastle in there, and she was like, well, why do you count Newcastle in? Because they're in 6th, they're well out of the way, and I was like, no, they've already played all their hard games, like especially with Arsenal out of the way, they're done, they're free and clear, they're playing.
What did you say?
Arsenal's a hard game.
I thought you said Varsenal. I heard you say Varsenal, like VAR.
Wow.
I was like, this
That's
man.
good.
I was going to come to Richmond.
I can't let Joel be the only comedian around here.
That's good. I like that.
But no, like, from here, like, let me look at their. I'll just look at their schedule. They've got Bournemouth, Chelsea. That's a joke. United, Everton. Then they have us. No, that's their last hard game. And then they're free and clear. It's Fulham, it's Luton, it's Nottingham, they're free and clear until the table flips, and then we start playing reverse fixtures.
You really think Newcastle we are down to like the bare bones in our squad?
I think you eviscerate Bournemouth. I think you eviscerate Chelsea. I think you eviscerate United. I think you eviscerate Everton. That's 12 points from 4.
I just don't. I don't. We are.
And then there's the Tottenham game, and then hopefully we'll have Romero and Maddison back. But like, if we don't have Maddison back, you guys might eviscerate us.
If Newcastle can't beat Spurs, a team that just lost 4-1 to Chelsea, I'll be a bit concerned.
Okay, we had 9 people. Okay,
this is the thing. Everyone's
9 against 12.
Everyone's going to look back on any results that they didn't get against Chelsea and just be like, that was the worst result of our season. Like, drawing against Chelsea was the worst result of our season.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
And he's excited.
Sure.
He's excited. He's like, yeah, that's right, guys. That's right.
Sure.
No, this isn't something to be proud of. We're all embarrassed.
We're right back up in that top 4. Sure. You'll all be like, oh, this is the worst.
No, you're not. You're not even
we
remotely involved.
We're going to be.
Time out.
Top 4.
There's not a chance.
You're 9 points off. You're 9 points off 4th without a howler of a hope.
Top 4.
So you think that Chelsea are better?
Top 5. Sorry, top 5. I said top 5. European Champions League football.
You think Chelsea are better than Brentford, Manchester United, Brighton, Hove Albion, Newcastle, and Aston Villa?
Yes.
And Arsenal.
No, he said 5th. He reneged to 5th.
I said Champions League football. Sorry, I'm used to saying top 4 for Champions League football.
Top 5 is not.
It will be.
Not getting you.
It will.
Yes,
be.
It is.
Yeah. Next year they're expanding the Champions League. This is neither here nor there. Joel,
But
you're
Joel,
not allowed.
we still need your.
No. Joel doesn't get to give us our predictions on air because I want that
He's
text
got
message.
till Friday.
I need that text message.
He's got till Friday.
You want it Friday?
It brightens my weekend. I mean, unless we feel like we need to do it for the people who are listening, in which I'll just like plug my ears. What do you think, Brad?
We haven't actually talked about any on-field.
We're doing a good job. We're doing a good job of stalling.
Well, look,
We've done an
because
excellent
look,
job.
and I'm gonna summarize the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes we talk about this Chelsea City game. Y'all three are gonna yell at me about how City's gonna demolish us, and be like, "No, we're not. We're going to win this game." And then we're gonna say, "Give me a score," and then we'll do the scores, and then we'll be out.
Well, okay.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
So
Because this is what happens every time we talk Chelsea.
But no, okay. If we're just going to establish that the three of us think that that City are going to beat Chelsea, what is your? Why do you? Then if we'll just establish that, we won't even have to talk to us. Why do you think City? Why do you think? Well, what do you think is going to happen in this game, Brad?
We're winning 2-1.
Okay, so explain this to me. How and why?
Okay. When we have played against the better teams, when we have played against teams that don't play a low block, we look like a much better team. We score
Argument
more
again.
goals. Is it okay? Sure, but it doesn't make it wrong just because I keep saying it.
It is wrong. What do you mean it doesn't make it wrong just because I keep saying it? It is wrong. The first time you said it.
So I can no I'm not going to push back on the low block thing because obviously it's easier to play against teams that are more expansive. It's easier to score more goals when teams are more expansive. But have you looked at who Manchester City's defenders are and their goalkeeper?
Yes.
They have arguably one of the best back four and goalkeeper combinations in the league. I think
It's not arguably. They spent $200 million on
I think I would argue it's the best in the league. So sure, you scored a handful of goals against Tottenham, whose goalkeeper is very good, but you played against their third string center back and a third string six as a center back when you scored all
our
your
two
goals.
center backs, whether our third string center back,
Let's continue the conversation.
Højbjerg, who is a center defensive mid.
But let's go down the list. When we played against Arsenal, we also bagged 2 goals.
Okay,
Made 2 mistakes with a draw.
No. Time out.
We played Liverpool to a 1-1 draw.
Okay, you scored 2 goals against Arsenal on a penalty that was wild and a mishit cross. You didn't score goals against our defense. You scored a penalty and a mishit cross. Like, it's not like you broke down our defense. We have arguably the second best defense, and you didn't break down our defense. You had a mishit. Okay, you're just adding my argument. You're just helping me.
This matters, James. Were you playing a low block or no?
Okay.
Look, this is what I told you what it was going to be. So it is what it is. Chelsea won in 2-1.
Who's scoring? This is a good question. Who's scoring?
Mudryk, of course.
Worldy.
Sterling. And Nico hits the worldie, not Mudryk.
I guess my question is, like, why do you have confidence in Nico Jackson?
Because you just scored one of the world's best hat-tricks in Spurs.
Because this is Chelsea. When you think it's not gonna go the way you think it is, that's when it happens. Nico scoring a goal in this game.
Hold on, we've all thought that Chelsea would be a mid-table team, and Chelsea are a mid-table team right now. Like how are we like this? They are where we expect them to be. Like everyone except for you, right? So like so that comment, like whatever you expect to happen with Chelsea, the opposite happens. What we expect from Chelsea is what we've gotten this year. It's a team with a lot of new players.
Let me look at the predictions from last week, though. Sean 3-0.
Okay.
James 3-1.
My favorite part of the hat trick was the second goal, when everyone, including Vicario, knew that he should pass it off, and then he just selfishly keeps it and moves it to the side.
His second goal was his best goal against Spurs. That was his best.
Really,
goal.
When he should have passed it off to Modric.
Yeah, he went around the goalkeeper and he
he tripled it in.
No, everyone knew that he was going to pass it off, and Vicario was like, "All right, I've got to make a decision: is he passing it or not?" And he should have.
That's good center forward play.
No, it's not. That's a dumb. It's a selfish play.
But he scored the goal.
It's dumb.
Okay. All right.
In the locker room, I'd be like, "You pass that ball next time."
No, you don't.
He's a striker. He's a striker. He's
Heck?
probably selfish.
You are absolutely crazy. Would you expect Son to pass that ball?
Yes.
No, he's taking that shot
Absolutely.
every single time.
Absolutely.
No.
It's a strange conversation. He scored a goal.
Yeah.
So, Brad, how are you going to stop City from how are you going to stop City from scoring one? Like you said, you're going to give them a goal. You said that that Chelsea are going to. How are you stopping City?
Are Reece James, Thiago, Colwell, Cucurella is our back four starting.
Wow.
Caicedo in the middle. I don't know if Enzo plays. Enzo had a stinker against Spurs. I'll say that part. Yeah, that back five right there.
Player
There
had
we
a
go.
stinker, and you're okay with it?
I mean, like, well, who?
So
How did I say that I was okay with it? Because I acknowledged that he had a stinker. That was a stupid comment.
We'll just put him on the bench. Just no big deal.
Brad is Cucurella going to stop Doku?
Yeah, this man had a ridiculous weekend.
I mean, he stopped Saka.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he fouled Saka.
Well, Doku plays on the left, correct?
He played either side against.
Cuckoo plays on the right too, but he's not going to be playing on the right. Reece James will play on the right.
Reece James, I saw him today, and I was like, this guy would probably be a beast if he dropped like 20 pounds. He looks really heavy right now.
I think he's
because he never plays because he's always injured. He's always just sat on the couch because he can't walk.
I don't mean to. I'm not trying to like fat shame him or anything, but like he looks like if he dropped like 25 pounds, like he would just be much faster and much more agile.
He's just a big individual. Like his shoulders are wide, his hips are wide. Like he's just a big dude.
His build doesn't look right for a footballer. It's weird.
So, Brad, in all honesty, you seriously think Chelsea will win?
Yes.
Wow. All right.
On podcast, you're
on the podcast in real life on the text message group. Yes.
When this camera turns off, are you going to say the opposite?
No.
There's no way. City are going to punish you in the way that City are going to punish you in the way that Tottenham should have today.
Well, City are much better. City are much better than Tottenham, and
they're more disciplined. City are much better. They're much better than Tottenham. No, absolutely not. No.
Okay, I guess we'll see in a couple weeks when you guys play.
Yeah, we will.
But I think the biggest thing that Chelsea are going to suffer is the same thing that they suffered against Arsenal with, is that like the defense is really good. And unless you like find fortunate situations to score goals, you're not going to score goals. And then on top of that, when you guys have had sitters, like we saw this against Spurs, is that you guys had a bunch of sitters and Nico still missed like half of them. Like, yeah, he scored a hat trick, but he missed more shots, more sitters than or he was offside, perhaps is a better like the guy is like just perennially unimpressive. And I think that you're going to struggle to score goals against this City team, who with an extremely disciplined back four, with one of the best sixes in the world, and arguably the best goalkeeper in the world.
He's not even the best goalkeeper in Brazil.
He's not the best goalkeeper in England, but he's arguably. People will argue.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know if I hear. It depends on what you think a goalkeeper is, right?
Well, whatever Ederson does, he does it obviously he does it well.
As a shot stopper, I don't know if he's as good as one of the best.
Sure. I could be a pretty good goalkeeper for City.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah, it's easy when.
Wait! Didn't Goldbridge save a penalty against
Ben
Foz?
Foster?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Sean, there is hope for you. You might be able to save a Ben Foster penalty.
Yeah,
not an Ibra penalty.
Like I could be a pretty decent goalkeeper for City. Like they have $200 million in their back line. Like if I'm never being tested, then it doesn't matter.
Except every single time you are tested, you're conceding a goal.
That's that.
You're discounting Premier League footballers. That would actually be hilarious to just
If you just like, we should have a control. Like, one out of your 38 games, you just need to have a regular person just dropped into goal.
It would be a shit
You
show.
have to-
People would be taking pot shots from 35 yards, and you wouldn't be able to react. I know.
I would.
No. I know in your mind. I'm doing the same thing in my mind. I'm like, oh, that's absurd. Someone's shooting from 35 yards. I'm gonna get over that. I'm gonna move my feet. I'm gonna shuffle. I'm gonna dive. And I'm gonna parry it away. But they're gonna hit it, and you're gonna be like, oh wait, oh shit, I need to move, and then it's gonna be in the net, and you're just gonna be like, oh crap, I never moved.
No.
James, which is more delusional? Brad thinking Chelsea will win, or Sean that he could save some Premier League shots?
Sean thinking that he could save a single Premier League shot. That's obviously the more delusional one, because at least Chelsea has Premier League footballers on their team that could potentially win a game. It seems outlandish, but I did highlight one other game that I think is interesting. It's the Crystal Palace Everton game. And the reason why I highlight it is that Everton have kind of been on a tear recently, insofar as we could say that Everton's been on a tear where they've won one. In their last two, they've won and draw. So they've got 4 points out of their last 6. But it seems like Crystal Palace they're on a skid right now. They've lost 3 consecutively. And so
No, they haven't. They won
Crystal Palace. Excuse me, Crystal Palace. I misread that. Yeah, they won their most recent game against Burnley, but they lost 2 and they've won 1. So like this is, I think, an interesting game. Does anyone see a world where, I mean, Joel, you're obviously rooting for Crystal Palace.
I'd love to see Palace win. Yeah, not that because it affects my team in any way. I just want Everton to go down. But there's already a gap. I was just looking at the table. There's already a gap building between the bottom 4 and the rest of the table.
Yeah,
Everton are on 11 points. They're 16th and 17th. Luton on 6. So there's already a 5-point gap between.
Sheffield got their first win.
They did.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed.
Is there anybody more wrong that picked than me that picked Burnley to finish 11th or 10th or whatever I picked them?
I mean, my Spurs 8th pick is looking pretty bad.
We'll see.
I don't know.
Spurs started with 23 points last year, and where did they finish? Yeah. At the same point last year, they were at 23 points. They're at 26 right now. Where did they finish last year?
Burnley finishing 9th or 10th or whatever I had them is looking real wrong.
That's obviously not good either. But
Sheffield is still on track to surpass Derby County's lowest point total. I guess so is Burnley, technically, because Derby had 5 points by September. So we may see a record broken here.
What do they finish with? 16?
I forget. I looked last week because we were talking about Sheffield United's worst starts. I was like, it's a random Twitter account. I don't know if I believe that. Let me double check how bad Derby County was. And they had like 5 points in the first 4 games. I was like,
I have a fun little trivia. I just thought of it.
All right.
Yeah.
Derby County, I think it was 07-08. That season they got relegated. They won 1 game all season. Who was it against?
Ooh.
I would guess, since you're asking it, it's probably one of the 4 teams in this room.
Might be.
I'm going to guess Tottenham because that's what we do.
I'm going to guess Arsenal. I have no guess. I don't know.
One of Joel's favorite things to do if he's not dunking on Everton is Chelsea. So it's either Chelsea or Everton.
No, it was Newcastle, actually.
They had 11 points, by the way.
Yeah,
11.
I just saw that.
11.
Oh my!
4 of those points. 4 of them were against Newcastle. They beat us at Pride Park and they tied at St James's.
Wow, they took 4 points.
69 goal differential. They gave up 89 goals and scored 20.
Oh my gosh! Well, Sheffield are well on their way. They're negative 21 already through 11.
Wait. At the top half of the table, United had a plus 58 goal differential
that year.
They only scored 80 goals compared to the 89 Derby County let in.
No team has scored as many goals as Sheffield has allowed.
8 of them were against Newcastle. They conceded 8 in 1 game.
Goodness gracious.
That's awful.
So there we are on a record watch for both Burnley and Sheffield United.
Couldn't happen to a better team.
if you look at the Premier League table, this is probably the worst like set of teams the league's seen in a while. Like, we need to get rid of some Sheffield United, Burnleys, Bournemouths, Lutons, get them down. Bring up some of the old. I don't even know what the Championship table looks like, but bring up some of the older.
Blackburn. We want Blackburn Rovers back.
Blackburn. We want Blackburn.
We want Blackburn, Portsmouth.
Yeah. Well, Portsmouth
Leicester?
in League One.
No.
Get
I
Leicester. I don't care about Leicester.
don't care.
Leicester, Ipswich, and Leeds, Southampton are the top 4 right now.
As much as I
Preston
dislike,
is sitting at 6. Let's go. Were they
As
like
much as I-
the perfect club last year?
I don't know.
Yeah, they were the most balanced, like wins,
Yeah.
loss, draws. Yeah.
As much as I hate Sunderland, I'd quite like them to come up.
I know.
Just because Newcastle
That's
haven't had a Tyne-Wear derby in so long.
That's fair. That's fair.
We don't have rivals, like local rivals in the Premier League, because Middlesbrough and Sunderland suck. So,
Oh yeah, bring Middlesbrough back. Yeah. All right. This is the 3: Middlesbrough, Blackburn Rovers, and Sunderland.
We are lost.
We are in the weeds. I was getting ready to get us out.
sorry, that was my bad. Sorry.
Because if you're still listening to us, you've heard us ramble for 31 minutes in a preview episode where we spent 6 minutes previewing and 25 talking about anything other than a preview. I guess that you can take that for
Boring
what
week.
it is about what the state of the Premier League is this weekend. And I apologize if you're a Luton fan and you're like, man, we got a big game against United or something like that.
No, you
it's
gotta
not.
go.
But we're gonna get out.
Kenilworth. I don't ever want to go to Kenilworth again.
They had a dog at the stadium last weekend, apparently. Like a big, nice-looking golden
Well,
retriever.
that brings up a good fun. We're talking about the possum. We're talking about the possum.
About the possum. Guys, we need y'all to like, subscribe. If you listen to all of this and you're not a subscriber yet, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell.
Especially if you like possums.
Yeah.
You'll have to join the Discord to talk about possums because I'm going to hit the stop recording button here momentarily. That's at KS Brad G over there. Down below, it's at Whiteheart_Sean. Big ups to you, Joel, at Joel Finley 16 for joining us this week. Always appreciate you on the podcast, even when you have terrible opinions about what are fouls and what are not fouls. We still appreciate you joining us.
Thank you for having me, as always.
Until the next time, we look forward to it. And we will see you all next week, hopefully with less possums, but no promises. We will see you guys soon. Have a good one.